Hi, everyone. I am Tara, aka Spirit Mother, and I'd like to welcome you all back to my channel on YouTube. I am Spirit to Spirit Teachings of Going Within Self. On TikTok, I am 1974 Enlightened Soul, and also live on my Facebook. As a lot of people know, like if you're not familiar with my channel, I always recommend or suggest that people read the description on my YouTube channel to get a better understanding of what I bring forward in my lives. Because I go by my own experiences, and it's been really heavy lately. People think that I'm coming in to like just be her or what have you, but it's actually, it's titled Truth Hurts, because truth does hurt. Some people, they like to have selective memory, selective hearing, or what have you, and they don't want to remember what they've said. I recently was informed because somebody in the family was trying to get family photos. And tonight I was asked, why don't anybody want to get their picture taken? It's like, well, I don't know. And then I was told that somebody else told them that they weren't getting it done because of something that I said about my dad. Well, I'm gonna say this, okay? It's like this, if you guys want to get your picture taken, go get your picture taken. I don't have to be in it, because I never felt like I was in the family anyways, in many different ways. And people can take offense to this. I don't care, because I confronted something that somebody had told me a long time ago. Today, they contacted me because of a different video that I posted. And they said, well, who are you talking about that said they wanted to beat the shit out of you? Okay. Well, what the fuck's the difference? Like, seriously, I know I come in here all blazing. Okay. But it's that part that other people can relate to it, because other people are feeling the same way. Well, you don't have to have me in your family portrait. But if you want to blame me because of something that I said, this is spirit to spirit. These people, these ones know who I'm talking to, because they're probably watching. But it's that part, like, you're blaming, like you're saying it's my fault because people won't get a family portrait done. Seriously, go get it done yourself. I don't need to be part of it, because I never felt part of anything. When I confronted somebody with something they had told me a long time ago, they told me, I didn't tell you that. You're fucking right, you did. You're damn straight you did. Nobody, like, everybody wants to say shit about me and blame me for stuff because I'm finally addressing the elephant in the room, something that everybody else voices their opinion about. But they won't say shit if they had a mouthful. But then they'll make it like I'm the problem, and I'm not the problem. I'm just not going to live in a little bubble anymore, thinking that everything is all hunky-dory, and having somebody tell me that you always do this, no more than you do, right? This is why families break up, because everybody wants to throw shit on usually one person, and that's the one person that speaks up and really says something. I told someone today that these two that fight, okay, they're both saying the same friggin' thing, only they're wording it differently. And I'm sick of hearing, oh, you and so are always like this. What? Because we have a mind of our own? Because we see things from a different perspective? People want to be mad at me because I'm finally speaking up. Most people like people just shutting up and not saying shit. because they don't want to look at their own self. So to say that, somebody's telling me, well, it's because of what Tara said about so-and-so that nobody wants to get their picture done. Seriously, grow up. Like, really, fucking grow up. And it's not about me growing up. I'm grown up and I've had enough of it. I've had enough of being told that, like, he's not your kid. I'm tired of watching the stuff and not saying anything. I'm tired of watching people be miserable and want to say something to somebody, but wouldn't say shit if they had a mouthful for fear of what somebody else is going to say. I cry myself to sleep sometimes. I sit and it's like, I'm wondering, but I always get blamed. I'm not taking the blame because, people can't get their picture taken because they want to say, oh, well, because Tara said this about someone. Was true, wasn't it? Y'all want to say it, but you just don't come out and say it to that person because, you don't want to feel the backlash that I get. It's like, this person that you talk about. Well, I had somebody message me the other day, and they asked me to contact somebody. This is my family. Asked me to contact somebody to bring them something. I called long enough to relay the message. But there didn't seem to be any animosity there. So my question is, who's causing it? Because I recall something happening a while back, but the same person, because they do it all the time. They told me that what was said was, well, so-and-so, like, Tara still has her child. It's like, did you say it to cause conflict? The only time you want to, like, people want to call me is if they want something, or like they want to, like, oh, who are you talking about? Because I did. I received a message from somebody in family, not me, but in the family, saying about beating the shit out of me. I could have taken it to the police, but I understand people's frustration and anger, because nobody wants to, like, look at things, but they want to, like, inflict it all on me. I don't know how many times I got called a fucking idiot by family. Seriously. And these ones that they'll call me a fucking idiot, they might want to have a look at their own life. They might want to have a look at the shit that they do or say. Because they always say it behind somebody's back and not to their face. How, like, ain't like I don't say shit to people's faces. But when you get called an idiot over and over again, and you're told that you're the problem, you're creating the problem, shouldn't you be the one to actually want to troll up these people, want to punch them right in their face, but you don't, because they're family and you care about them? Do you think I don't know that you talk about me? And you say that I'm the fucking problem? Well, here's a little information. When I went to the psychiatric unit, they diagnosed me as unexplained. I may come off as a raging lunatic to some, or a mouthpiece, but it's only because, the truth hurts. I see what went on. But I was never allowed to say anything. It's like, what? Everybody else is allowed to say something? You're allowed to talk about me, but I'm not allowed to say shit about you. Que se lo puto, eh? Like, seriously. I see other people within the family, and I see the way they get spoken to by their own children. You know, they say about the way I talk to my dad. No, I just talk to my dad the exact same way that he talks to me. He says that I hang up on him. I've never hung up on him. Tonight, I did hang up on my sister. You're fucking right, I hung up on her. Because, you want to say all the shit that I've done. Well, hey, I put it out here. I take responsibility. But everybody wants to say, I didn't say that or I didn't do that. Fuck, you didn't. It's like, that one that always thinks that it's holier than thou. If I thought I was holier than thou, do you think that I'd be coming on here and throwing myself under the bus and telling people my fucking ignorance, my flaws, my damn flaws, the fucking shit that I did? It's like the only person that I had as a support person, they passed away in the physical world. But they're always with me because they're the one telling me it's okay. Just keep going. It's going to be okay. Because sometimes it's stuff that they wanted to say, but they couldn't say it themselves. Because they were like me. But people will say, oh, no, they weren't. Fuck, they weren't. They went through similar things to me. And I was always there for them. And this is my mom. But when my mom was dying, I couldn't be around. My mom was my rock. My mom was my cheerleader. And I watched her. She was a runner. She loved her family, but she couldn't handle the fighting. And whoever said you're looking for attention, go fuck yourself, because I'm not looking for attention. I'm here to address the elephant in the room. And the only way is by doing this, because, nobody ever wants to listen face to face. They just want to tell you you're the fucking problem. And I'm not the problem. I'll tell you, I got heart. I got a big heart. And my heart is always on my sleeve. But people won't see that. It's like, it's not to throw shame on you. It's to say, wake the fuck up. Have a look at yourself. You always got to blame somebody else, and nothing is ever your responsibility. And to my sister that says you're waiting for Jesus to come save you, fucking save yourself. Not being rude. Like, Holy shit. I have so much inside and so much stuff that I have not brought forward. So it's like, don't blame me because you're not going to get your picture taken. If you want to get a family portrait taken, and because you got your nose at a joint because I speak up about the elephant in the room, then go get your fucking portrait taken and keep me out of it. If that's how grown up you are. Because I'll tell you right now, not a one of you know what the fucking value of family really is. Because if you did, you wouldn't be talking shit about other people. I'm bringing forward. Am I talking shit? I'm talking truth. And like I said, in the title of my live is The Truth Hurts. One of my sisters now, like I'm told that one of my sisters said that I'm the reason because I come on live and I said about my father, I'm the reason why nobody wants to get the picture taken. Seriously? The other day I seen that you liked the fucking video of mine. But what? Did somebody say something to you so you took that like away? You know what? I'm only part of the family, or I'm only useful when I sit there and shut my mouth and not say anything if I had a fucking mouthful. My ex, like I'm gonna say it. Like I'm tired. I'm tired of hypocrites. Because that's what it is. It's hypocrites. I hear you talk about other people. But do you ever look at yourself? You don't say that stuff to those people to their face. You say it behind their back. And then you're all, oh, right, nice to their face. It's like, I'm not the only one in families that feel this way. Seriously. I want to beat the shit out of you. That's what I get. I'm going to beat the shit out of you. Seriously. How fucking old are you? Because I know you got to be over 18 because my channel, I'm told, I tell people my channel's not for anyone under the age of 18. But it's like a game, you know. You get mature games rated 18, but people who give them to you, they're fucking a 12-year-old. And then say, oh, well, because, you know, so-and-so's got down the road, so, you know, you got to keep up with the Joneses. If I get histrionics, well, you know, you have a denial problem. You know, like the way, like you expect me to be fucking pleasant and polite and nice when you fucking downgrade me and shoot me to the lowest. Because if you think I don't know that you talk about me behind my back, it's that part, you know, I can tap into what you say anytime I want. Because you say, you're not psychic. You don't know this. You don't know what we're saying. You don't know what we're thinking or feel. Fuck, I don't. Because I can tell when somebody's got disdain for me because it feels like my body's on fire because you want to fucking burn me at the stake. It's like, the audacity. How dare you? How dare you? Seriously. You like me when I keep my mouth shut and don't say shit if I got a mouthful, right? Swallow it. Swallow that barf. Seriously. I observe people talking about other people behind their back all the fucking time. Hey, somebody, like, they say shit about people, and then when I say, like, did you say that to them? Well, no. Well, if you didn't say that to them, why the fuck are you saying it to me? You know, go tell them. Why the fuck am I wearing the poison that you feel for them or the anger or aggression that you feel towards them? Here, I'm going to give you a backlash. I'm going to give you a lot of what I fucking feel. But wait, I'm not going to do that in a way of the pain, maybe the truth. But I'm not going to give you the pain that I feel from it. I'm not going to give you that freaking lump in my throat. I'm not going to give you that fucking pain. But you want to tell me that I'm the problem? No, I'm not the problem. I'm the fucking solution. How am I the solution? Because I'm the one that's going to address the elephant in the room that nobody wants to address, that keeps a family divided and separated and talking shit about each other behind their back. Only I'm coming live, so I'm not hiding nothing. And I could care less if people come on and watch me. Maybe I'm just venting to the universe because the universe hears me. Spirit hears me. My ancestors hear me. My guides, my angels, my family, and people want to say, you're fucking crazy. You used to no. I'm very enlightened and connected. Where do you think I get the language from? I didn't go learn it. But you know, they said, like, when someone doesn't understand, they throw shit at somebody. It's like throwing stones at them. Hey, you know, I used to call it dodge rock because they throw fucking rocks at me and I dodge them. I had people say, like, they'd want me in their corner because I'd be the fucking pit bull that would bite back. We're all enlightened people who know what spirit actually is. We're told we're crazy. But those same people that want to tell us that we're crazy, we're delusional. They'll see a diamond, they'll pick it up. Oh, that's my loved one. Or they'll see something, experience something. But when you say something about it, you're fucking delusional. You're crazy. You know, I basically, like, it's like when you're told, you know, like, if you don't keep taking your pills and you end up in the hospital, I'm not helping you. You didn't really help me anyways. It's not about taking pills because the pills are only fucking making matters worse. But people won't look at it that way because everything is actually a spirit to spirit. And the way that you're going to heal is through the heart. It's getting out that venom. I'm good with you saying things, like telling me things. It's like, I'm not here to friggin' mick off and stuff like that. I'm here to fucking empower you. No, we're not crazy. We're enlightened. We're awake to the truth of our own shit. But it's the part of also taking responsibility for our own actions. But a lot of people don't want to take responsibility for their actions. They want somebody else to be nailed to the cross for them. Like, seriously, why is other people why is somebody else responsible for your actions? What? Because you blame it on them, right? Because you never want to take responsibility. Because I hear so many people saying, like, when I confront them with something, I didn't say that. I didn't do that. Fuck, you didn't. It's like, you didn't? Even when you record someone and you allow them, you let them listen to what they say. I didn't say that. What? Okay, if you didn't say it, then whose fucking voice is this? Who's on the camera? Because I did that to somebody before. And even though I showed them, well, I didn't say that. It's like, okay, then, what double ganger popped in on you? Because that's the cop out. And I don't care. Like, it's like, I love my family to pieces. And they'll say, well, how do you love your family if you're on here fucking throwing shit at us? No, I'm putting my truth out there. I'm putting my experiences out there. And if it offends you, well, I guess you shouldn't, it shouldn't be happening. Have we not learned anything? My sister today, because I said about, I've dug deep into my ancestral line because everybody is wearing the ancestral pain. It's like, you'll fucking spiel shit out of a book. Or you'll say, I'm waiting for Jesus to come save me. It's that part of the person that's going to save you is you, because you're going to stop waiting for someone to come save you. It took me a lot to wear my own shit. It took a lot for me to go inward. I isolated in my camper trailer for almost 8 months. I went through pain. I went through withdrawals. I went through a whole lot of remembering past lives. But people will say, oh, well, you don't come back. Or what have you. And I'll say it again. If you don't believe in God and you don't believe in afterlife and you don't believe in other things like that, that your loved ones are watching over you, but you'll pick up a dime and you'll say how many dimes you've picked up. You'll share the certain experiences. I can relate to them all. Have you ever seen a person that looked like they were skinned alive? It's pretty fucking creepy. But people say, oh, that's psychosis. Is it really? Or is it just spirit? showing you. Because, the one, like, it was like I was there, and it was like this one that it scared the fuck out of me, whether it was a dream or what, because it was like real. And did anybody know that when your ancestors first come here and George's Island, they were being skinned alive? That was a form of their torture? Have any of you ever been to George's Island and experienced that island? Because people go there to experience the supernatural of it. There's a jail there. It's that part, you get locked in your own mind, and because you're locked in your own mind, you forget how to feel your heart. And when you do start feeling something within your heart, you want to close it off right quick, because you're brought up, oh, well, suppress that. I don't want to hear it. Or you always got something to say, or you always got problems. Don't let me hold you back from going and getting a family portrait because, you got your nose at a joint because I said some truth. But you'll look at me like I'm the fucking problem child, and you'll talk about each other behind the backs, right? Because I'll tell you right now, if you think that those people that you like are talking about you behind, you're fucking right, they are. And I know that you're constantly talking about me behind my back. And you know something? If it gets you through every fucking day, because you don't want to look at your own stuff, because I see it. I've even told people stuff, but I was just trying to cause problems, and then later down the road they find out, But do I go and say I told you so? It's like, if you listen to me, sometimes you could like possibly save yourself and family a whole lot of grief. And I'm not saying that I'm better than everybody else in the family. I'm saying that you suppress each other. Some will say that they don't want to say anything to a certain person because they'll say about another person. My question is, like, really, what are they going to say about that other person in front of that person? Or why are they going to throw that person in your face? What do they know that people don't want others knowing about or coming out? Because there's your demons. You're afraid of yourself. You're afraid of your own truths. Believe me, I know, because I was running from them, and I kept trying to run until, it's like a version of yourself comes and tells you can't run no more. And it's scary to sit there and face yourself. That's the scariest part. Being able to face your own feelings instead of reflecting those feelings onto somebody else. And because you're feeling pain and anger, you want to make somebody else. I'm not trying to make other people feel my pain or my anger. I'm saying that I see your pain. I feel your pain, whether you want to believe it or not. Last night, I had a conversation with someone, and I had to ask those hard questions. And when I asked the hard questions, I could feel that person. Because that's the part of being connected. People don't want to believe that it's the oneness. When you're an empath, like Hayokia empaths, they're very in tune with everything. It's the self-awareness. It's the spirit awareness. Self-awareness is being aware of your own body, your own feelings. Spirit awareness is being aware of yourself and everything, including other people. Today again, I was somewhere and I got asked, like, is it a bird? Like, isn't it like bothersome, a burden, or what have you? No, because I know that I'm meant to be experiencing this so that I can address things, so that I can see how it's knowing how to connect with other people's emotions helps to guide you. So that you can help others. And if what I'm doing, 44 on the timer, if what I'm doing makes people like dislike me, well, if you dislike me, maybe you never liked me in the beginning. Or maybe you don't like me because, it opened a wound and it caused it to bleed. I'm bleeding, like, I bleed all the time. I sit with my feelings a lot. I rarely ever watch TV. If I do watch TV, it's usually something that will give me some insight, a different perspective, a different way of seeing things. Not being confined to a little box or like something like this, where, you can only look through the peephole. You can't see the bigger picture, man. Because if you see the picture, the bigger picture, you're going to see the different parts of what others don't want you to see. And that's the parts of the untold stories. These fairy tales. Have you ever really looked at them? Like, they talk about King George. King George couldn't have kids of his own. So, he had to go get somebody else's. And it was a family that had twins. And there was a contract. It was like, here, I'll give you the remedy to heal your kids from a sickness. But the stipulation is you got to sign a contract giving custody of one of your twin children over to somebody else. It happens. Like I talk about an I'm not his mother, and it's an adoption, and like, if he takes offense to this, well, I guess you don't realize how much I do care. And it's not to like ridicule you or make you feel like a piece of crap or anything like that. It's saying that I know, I understand. And I understand if you're angry at me for whatever reason, bringing this forward or whatever. But I do know that it's not the only one that happened in our family. Some are known about and some aren't. And it's not to throw shade or shit at people, because it's not just our family it happens in. It happens in so many families, and it's kept a secret. And then when it's found out, it becomes explosive. I said it. Like, I do. I regret doing what I did. Like, that's the only thing that I regret. not being there when my children needed me the most. Or like one thinking that I favor one over the other. But that's not the case. I know my youngest son has his shit together in many different ways. And I know that my oldest, and I don't care if people don't like me saying my oldest, I may have done something on paper, but in my mind and heart, I didn't. So to call me and ask me why nobody wants to get their picture taken and then tell me that someone said that it was because of something I said on a video about my dad. Seriously, when are you guys going to take responsibility for your own? Using somebody else? You don't know, like, if you knew what real, genuine love was, love gets through anything. Real love will help to heal. I'm not that kid anymore. And I was never really a kid because sometimes you just got to grow up. I know that, like, you grow up fast, and I'm not the only one that left home young. And parents will say, oh, well, this is what was like in my day. We're not in your fucking day. And did you ever, like, we don't want to take responsibility for the hand that we had in upbringing our children and the way they are. But some people won't hear the part where I say, it's a learned behavior from generation to generation. It's like, if you can't love each child the same and allow each child to be their authentic self, whether it gets your nose at a joint or not, and you want to divide the children and say that, oh, well, you guys can't get along. Well, no fucking wonder we can't get along, because you're constantly putting us against one another. And it's that part of, don't say that you're not, because you fucking well are. I never had anywhere to go. Well, you guys can't get along. But I always gave somebody a place to go. But I'm the problem. I always open my door and never ask for things in return. But I'm the problem. I don't think so. I may have a mouth and speak up now. Whereas before, I was just all jumbled in, and then you wonder why. It's like, it's like, get the fuck off me now, wear your own shit. Not throwing shade at you. I'm saying, like, but, those same people, they'll think that, oh, well, you don't know me at all. You just think you do because you're programmed. You don't see the real me. You just see what you want to see. And if I'm an ugly person, I have to ask, are you reflecting that back on yourself? Because I'm just mirroring you. because I'm not an ugly person. Because ugliness and beauty comes from within, not in the exterior. I appreciate you asking me if I'm okay. I'm resilient. I bounce back. It's the part of the armor. But it's not that I have armor, because my being able to express myself is my armor, because I'm not going to suppress myself anymore for anyone. I know that I have wisdom, intelligence, smarts, but it's more about the wisdom, because it doesn't matter how much book smart you have. If you don't have that internal wisdom, which is the true intelligence, because it's being able to move through life and not be told that you have to walk this way or talk this way, because if you don't, you don't fit in with the norm. You don't fit in with society. I didn't come to fit in. I didn't come to be someone's punching bag, verbally or physically or mentally or emotionally or in spiritual ways. I have a hard time with the church. Not like not so much to like with regards to the Jesus or Yeshua part, because it wasn't of the church. Because whenever I seeked guidance from a person of the church, even though they preach about it, you need the psychiatric unit. It's not throwing shade, because I said it. My sixth great granddaddy, apparently, well, him and his family had a religious seal, but they were also running from religious backlash. They left because of religious backlash and come here because it's a part of, you don't believe like we do, or you don't have the same beliefs that we do, so we're going to shun you. You're not in family no more. And some religions will do that. And I have to ask, how is that of God, if because somebody else has a different belief than you, they're no longer your family? My statement is that I guess you don't know what family is, because it's not about everybody having the same fucking belief systems, because we are one, but we are authentic. We're not supposed to be a fucking cookie cutter. I said before, I would never have been able to be in the military, because I wouldn't be able to handle somebody spitting in my face and calling me a maggot and everything like that. And then people think that that's good for you. I feel for these people that lost their lives, and Remembrance Day is coming up. I feel for those people, because in some parts, it's like your family, you're going away to fight another war, but the war is in your own family. You're gone, and your wife or children or what have you, they're being abused by the very system that is telling you you've got to go fight. ¿Qué se totea? And then they come home, and their families just blow right up, because they don't know how to adapt to civilian life because their fucking brain has been molded into thinking that it's okay to kill. God wants you to do it. God don't want you to kill. God wants you to heal your heart so that the killing stops. People say about the 7 deadly sins, lust. They say, oh, that's your sex. Sex is a lust. Sex can be a form of intimacy, which is actually meant to be beautiful. The lust is the lust for blood. The lust is the lust for revenge. That's the true lust. But what do I know? I said who my ancestors were. Whole long line of them. I'm not on here towing the Bible. Sometimes I will refer to a verse or something within the Bible because it's like, people like to say stuff. But, it's like, it's not God who forbids you to challenge what they're saying. It's a limited belief system that says, oh, how dare you challenge me? Dice que to pure, eh? I don't throw, like, everybody, like, different people have their belief system, their religion or what have you. But I have to say, like, why the fuck aren't you open to everything? Why do you have to say that because your family member don't believe this way or they don't look at things the same way you do, you don't belong here no more? Hey, isn't that what they said about Lucifer and the father? Lucifer got kicked out. What? Do you ever think maybe, it's a free thinker? People don't like the name Lucifer. It's a word. It's a name. But you like throwing shit on people's different names. God forbid you have a difference of opinion. They're the only one that's allowed to have the opinion or the difference of opinion. How dare you? The audacity. Che tu pure essere tatai? It's like, people need to start listening to their children. Because when I heard mine and I felt like I tried, but nothing worked because the system failed you. And I'm talking a system that does fail you. And I said it before, it's like they put in these rules, 4-4 on the timer again. They put in these rules, but rules only apply to you. It doesn't apply to them. And in actual, they make rules that, or they say it's mandatory. You can't make that mandatory. What says that you can make up a rule? And because you said it's this way, everybody's going to abide by it. Are people hurting anyone? Because rules are like demands. Get out the ruler. I'm going to say, like, how many in that day got the ruler because it was the audacity that you talk? I had somebody tell me that they got the ruler because the teacher asked about the little piggy bank that they had there, and someone smart mouthed and said, oh, well, I seen Pete the pig going down the road. but that same person will say about the way somebody else speaks. I'm not throwing shade on them. I'm just saying. Same person told me that they got sent to the room and they got one of their siblings to help them get out of room window and then walk back down and say, I'm not in my room anymore, am I? But are they going to say that they didn't say that? Because that's what people like to say. Or you made that up. No, I didn't make it up. You're just in denial of what you said because it's coming back at you. People say, well, how do you love your family if you're coming on here and you're saying this about them? What, because I'm telling my story? Because I'm addressing an elephant in a room that, people want to say something about, but, for the fear of what they witness that I experience. I'm sick of people saying that they didn't say something when they did. Some of my family told me that you always get your own way. No, I didn't. I left home at 15. And then when I broke up with the person that I was with and I come back home, I tried taking my own life because I didn't want to be there no more. Not because I didn't want to be around my oldest son. When you get in that frame of mind, it's not fun. You just want that escape. You want to go away. People, like my mom, she tried doing it once. And when my dad called mental health, her psychiatrist, he was told that there's no space in the hospital for her to go. They didn't mind putting her on medication that would cause her to have the suicidal thoughts or tendencies. So I asked my dad for the number. Well, he told me, like, it doesn't matter. They don't have the room. So I said, like, just give me the number. I contacted her psychiatrist and I told him straight up, you get her in, because if anything happens to her, you're going to be held responsible. Roughly 5 minutes later after that, I got a call from my dad saying, we're taking your mother in. They got a room for her. But they told him that they didn't. I stand up for people. Sometimes I'll stand up blindly. Hello. I'll stand up blindly. It's like when you have a family unit, it feels like it's one alone. But when you come together as a family, it's no longer one alone. It becomes a rock together. A family unit that is unbreakable, but not because it's holding secrets or it's in denial of itself and its own doings. Always putting the blame on one person in the family. because they're the easy target. They'll take the shit. But then when they don't know more, they're left feeling like they're an outcast. But then that person still loves them. Because they know that they have their own shit that they're dealing with, that they're hurting from. And sometimes when someone reminds them of that, they want to push them as far away as they can. But if it helps you get through every day blaming me, I feel. When my mom passed, in ways, I blame myself. But I know it wasn't my fault and it was nobody else's. It was the parts of her that she struggled with. And people say, well, she died from COPD. Yeah, but Mom smoked herself to death. I observed her, one cigarette after the other. Not even having the other one out. I observed the way others talked to her. I've experienced and watched others say to her, oh, get the hubcap out for Sandra. Because my mom didn't get a lot of meat, so when she did, she ate a lot. And she'd round her plate up, and they'd say, get out the hubcap. That's fucking ignorant. And those same people that would say, get out the hubcap, I've seen the way they eat. And this is the way family treats each other. That's the part you don't know what family is. And if you're keeping your family divided and saying you guys don't get along, well, there's a reason why we don't get along. And that's in every family. Because some will produce a favoritism. If you can't love each child equally, then only have one or don't have any at all. So, a message to my family, go get your family portrait done. Dad deserves one. And if you don't want to include me, that's fine. Just go get it done for Dad. Because I may say stuff. But I know that things weren't easy for him either. And people never like you talking about him. I say that it's okay, but it's not okay to treat family like they're a nobody. That they're that one person that you can put everything on and they'll take the shit. Because maybe that's why we have suicides within the family. Because no one wants to talk about the real underlying problem. And it's not one person more than the other. Because everybody's wearing their pain. So it's that part of, love me, hate me, like me, loathe me. It's entirely up to you. But I do know that nobody deserves to feel like they're an outcast in their own family or be treated any different. Enough shovels of earth, a mountain. Enough piles of water, a river. Something so small, after you pile so much on it, it becomes that mountain, like a volcano, and it erupts. And then piles of water, you keep piling it on. It's like a drowning, and it becomes a river. It just spews, just flows right out. I have slipped the surely bounds of water, and touched the face of God. With that being said, I'm sending you all much love, light, many blessings, most importantly, very good health to anyone and everyone wanting, willing to receive and accept. I want you all to be big, bold, brave. Most importantly, be yourself, be your authentic self. Be true to yourself, be true to others, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and know that you have more strength than you can comprehend at times. Family is important. And the way to healing is talking about what nobody ever wants to talk about. Sending you all love. Apparently not.